Good evening and welcome to everyone. Welcome to our Monday Night Live, where we discuss several issues concerning health, your health, and seek to give you the solutions so that you would be able to experience uh, better quality of life. Health is a journey. It starts off even before we were born. And even as you get older and on into life, it stays with you until your last day. But even then, we want to have a better quality of life as we go through. Let us begin with a word of prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for this day. We thank you for everyone who are here and those who are yet to join and will even join us online on the YouTube channel. We thank you for life and we pray that you bless and inspire our minds to understand this topic so that it can be applicable as needed. This is our prayer in Jesus' name. Amen. Welcome. I'm talking to you from Pure Wellness Lifestyle Center, located in the island of Trinidad and Tobago. And we have coming up this month our 11 and 18-day programs. It's what I'm calling the master program because within it, we also have a special feature that's focusing on diabetes. So if you or anyone you know have diabetes, this is the session to come to. And in the future, we'll have others, but try and come to this one. It's going to be amazing. The information that is being shared on diabetes here will be such that you have not heard before. It's quite in depth and detailed but simple yet for you to understand. There's a workbook that goes along with it, pretty colors and everything. So we've organized to get that for you. And that would be your takeaway notes on the topic. It's a nice little book. This is going to be a lovely experience. I look forward to it myself and to sharing. And incorporated in that will be everything around the center and what we have to offer and to make your experience quite an a deep one that will really change your life because to understand the condition and to know how to work with your body as it shifts and changes can be so beneficial to you to make it through. Like when you're up in the air, you're flying in an aircraft, and there's some turbulent clouds, but soon enough, the airplane would make it through, and that's what we're going to work along with you to make it through. Diabetes is a lifestyle condition, and it is 100% reversible. Okay, it's 100% reversible, and so we're going to be sharing with you how we could accomplish that. We also have the food demonstrations. Every day, there's going to be a food demonstration on a particular food item that you can prepare as a diabetic. There's a cookbook that goes along with this. So do look forward to that meal guides and everything so that you're well equipped to continue on when you go home. It's not a diet that we're going to put you on. It's not, it's going to be a whole lifestyle change. So come expecting that. We also have coming up, this is an online Zoom program starting July 6th to 19th. It's Answer to Cancer and post-COVID. So following the COVID individuals, you too may have noticed a lot of folks are coming on with cancer. And when they hear the diagnosis, it's like stage 4. So what does that mean and how you can overcome that? This also is another in-depth program giving you remedies, natural remedies, and sharing with you how to take care of yourself during cancer and what are some of the lifestyle factors that influence prevention as well as treatment and recovery for cancer. And even one of the things that I do in my practice is to support individuals, to give to them the information. They have to make their choice. But if it is that they choose and to do surgery, we support you with that as or radiation, or I even have some clients who opt to do chemo. Now, what do you do before, during, and after those types of protocols? That's going to be helpful, and even the diet that you continue to have, because many times that's a missing link. So we are quite supportive with individuals who do have cancer, and we look forward to this upcoming session in the month of July. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or you need clarity on how you can register and be a part of this program. Okay, so let's get into our topic. It's rebuilding your gut wall. How do we keep our intestines intact, especially our small intestine and our colon, making sure it's healthy so that we can experience better health and not have so many aches and pains? You might have heard in the past that all diseases begin in the gut. And there's a lot of truth to that, in the sense that from your gut stems your immune system. From your gut, you have absorption of food, nutrients that you have put it in your body, and that gets out into the bloodstream to meet the needs of varied parts of the body, your organs, your tissues, and the specific functions, your neurotransmitters, and all of those things. Just was yesterday, I was looking at a simple little documentary on the lymphatic system, and it was so many pieces to it in terms of focused areas, number one, and then secondly, how they all interrelate, and the small little parts of the lymphatic system that needs to work together in order for us to have good health. And in reflection, I sort of thought, wow, every area of the body God has created us, not in terms of complexity, and yet it is. But for him, the master designer, it's like so simple. But for us as human beings, to look at it, grasp it, learn about it, and continue to learn about it, because even though books are set with information about varied parts of the body, information keeps coming out all the time. Knowledge is increasing, and the tools for investigating is getting better over time. So one of the things I know, a lot of people would come and say to me, when it comes to health or medicine, people keep changing the information. You can't keep up. Well, that happens. And for good and bad reasons. The bad being that whomever may have spoken before may not have had all the information, possess it themselves. And then secondly is that knowledge increases, and mankind tends to learn more as we go along. And that's science. It always keeps unfolding before us like an onion. You think you got the skin off, and then there's another layer. So as we stay close to the Lord, stay close to his word, and prayerfully, he can reveal to us, and even in his revelation, it comes in part. So as we learn more, we come to you and share. So let's get into the solution for healing and soothing the gut lining. We have talked about leaky gut, and it's where you have had irritants to your body, that you may have been exposed to environmental toxins, to medication, I always look at individuals after having a surgery, even if it's years, in the past, that it could have influenced their body in some way. And toxins tend to remain within our body. You may have some infection. We're looking a lot these days at infection in the mouth and how that could affect the entire being. And so for some reason, or stress is another factor that we covered, or certain foods like the dairy or the gluten in the wheat. And so any of those factors could irritate, could just be hitting at our gut, at our intestines. And over time, you find that it becomes porous. The walls of it is not intact. Therefore, how do we resolve that? So if this is your first session with us, welcome, welcome, welcome. If it is that you're hearing us on the YouTube channel for the first time on this topic, please go back to the previous topic. This is number 47. Go back to number 46, 45, and you're going to get some of the foundational content for what we're discussing here. Okay, thank you. So what are some, let's go, we're going to look at the foods, we're going to look at the lifestyle, and then we will talk a little bit about supplements that we need to have. So let's food, red, you look at this red button here. It says stop, avoid, eliminate, reduce. Let's see what we can have. Now, at the start of healing a leaky gut, what we like to do is to cleanse, just have a bowel cleanse. And we can do that with Cascara Sagrada, Senna, or there's another one called Super Colon Cleanse that I like to use by Health Plus, and that comes with psyllium and senna combined and some other ingredients in there. Basically, wherever in the world you are, what you can do to get your bowels moving freely and just clear that is what we're seeking to do here. And if you did that on a day before you started to say, okay, this is my start date, I'm gonna work on healing and sealing my gut, let's just cleanse. That's what we're talking about. If you do have Cascara Sagrada, it's very bitter. So expect, that it's gonna taste bitter. You can simply drink some water after that or eat an orange to sort of break that taste on your tongue. So 1 teaspoon of Cascara Sagrada to 4 ounces of water, that's going to be quite a lot. You can put more water to dilute it. You can reduce the 1 teaspoon, start off with 1/4 of a teaspoon and see if that works for you, if you're getting some movement. And once that happens, you're going to follow with drinking 2 to 4 cups of warm water. The warmth going to help to move that along your GI tract so that it gets to do its work quickly. Always when you take a purge, a laxative, make sure to drink more water so that you keep hydrated because you're going to lose water. And so replace that and drink it. It's advisable that not only at the start we will do this cleanse, but at least once a month, because as you work on using other things to clear heavy metals and toxins in your body, you want to flush that out. So you can do this at least once a month for the next 3 to 4 months. So looking at the red foods, what are some that we're going to avoid? Gluten. Where is gluten? Maybe gluten is in that steak that you're having at your church potluck. The old way of the gluten that's served up, it's the gluten flour, and they made it nice and seasoned it. It's like a meat substitute. A lot of folks still love that, but it may not be healthy for them if they have gluten sensitivity. And every time you add that in, you're going to cause irritation to your gut wall and cause it to become porous, to have some spacing and holes in between. So any item that's prepared from wheat, barley, rye, spelt sometimes. Those items we want to avoid. Then we have dairy. So dairy is found in pasteurized cow's milk or animal milk, goat milk, camel milk. You shouldn't be really doing camel, but that exists. So any milk coming from an animal, we can have allergic response to that. We want to avoid it. Also, let's avoid refined sugar, artificial sweeteners, processed foods, foods that has additives and preservatives in them. And then we want to remove all alcohol, wine, beer from our consumption because the sugars in these things tend to cause problems for us. Caffeine. You want to eliminate caffeine altogether. You're looking at caffeine found in your tea, coffee, Red Bull, all forms of green tea, black tea, chai tea, matcha, oolong tea, all of them. So those any item with caffeine needs to be eliminated. We also want to remove your sort of be mindful of certain legumes. Test yourself. Sometimes you may have a particular legume and you get a lot of bloating and gas, and you may have another one and you're okay. So if one is an irritant for you, let's leave that on the side. Watch the soy, and particularly when it comes to our peas and beans, make sure that they're cooked properly. If they're undercooked, that can be problematic, meaning that their peas is sort of tough, and not cooked well. Some individuals would need to watch the foods of the nightshades, such as tomatoes, peppers, and eggplant, and see if they have any irritation from that, we need to remove it. And again, matching back to our session last week where we talked about the elimination diet, eggplant, peppers, tomatoes, maybe one that you could remove temporarily. You may bring it back in if you have no adverse reactions to it. Now, what do we eliminate? Flesh foods. Foods coming from fish, chicken, meat, pork, all crustaceans, lobster, crab, and poultry and eggs. All of these should be removed from the diet because they don't lend themselves to good gut health. There's no fiber in here to feed your beneficial bacteria. And so over time, these foods can putrefy. They can sour within your GI tract. They can remain extensively long before being eliminated. It doesn't altogether add nutrients that you cannot get from plant foods. When it comes to healing, animal foods and their byproducts should be eliminated. All the flesh foods, all the dairy, sugar, and the tea, coffee, and so forth, the alcohol, all those we mentioned. The antibiotics. Sometimes you are on antibiotics or steroid medication, and that tends to destroy the intestinal flora. The antibiotics would wipe off your bacteria, and so it's going to wipe off your beneficial bacteria as well. That can be problematic when it comes to keeping your gut wall intact. Therefore, if you had several rounds of antibiotics, some folks will have infections. It seems to go away, but within a week time, it's back and they are antibiotics, different strengths. Over time, it could be problematic. Know, too, that there is a condition called antibiotic resistant diseases, meaning that you may have a condition and you're given antibiotics for it, and it doesn't help you. It's because your body has become accustomed to it for so long that it is not effective as you would like. So be watchful in that space and know that the antibiotics, you want your beneficial gut bacteria to work for you, But with an antibiotic, it's going to wipe that out as well. So I say avoid, but always ask your healthcare provider if there's another way to address the situation. Know and understand that there are times when you certainly need to have antibiotics. Anytime you cut the skin, you remove, you have an extraction, you have some opening on your body, there's exposure that takes place and you need to prevent infection. So there are times when I'd have folks who would be using antibiotics and they're concerned about the beneficial gut bacteria that would help them with healing at the same time. And so there's a way in which you can have your antibiotic and then like 4 hours later, you can bring a probiotic in which would sort of infuse beneficial bacteria into your gut. And then your next time of having your antibiotics comes in if it's 6 hours or 12 hours later. And in that way, you're able to get a good balance. So I just want to emphasize again, if your healthcare provider tells you you need to use antibiotics, work with that person. It's only going to be for a short time, and then you can get things organized and in later on and be well. So first is do no harm and make sure that we keep well. I'm just emphasizing that so that you don't run off thinking otherwise or doing differently. This you have control. You can choose to go organic and avoid genetically modified foods. And there are foods, maybe corn. So be selective. Look for your corn. Most times they would be in the frozen section that you can find organic corn. And that would be better for you as opposed to the genetically modified corn. Even genetically modified soy will be problematic. That will go in and destroy your beneficial gut bacteria. So the GMO foods, sometimes it might be potatoes or papaya, zucchini, buttersquash. So just pay attention to those items. When it comes to gluten, we mentioned this, or any item coming from wheat, you want to sort of stay away from that. Okay. What foods to enjoy? What are the green foods that we want to enjoy? Here's a list. It tells us you can avoid on one side and have on this side. But beans or peas or legumes, buckwheat, sorghum, millet, quinoa, corn, that's organic, rice. And when we say corn, you're looking for organic cornmeal, polenta, etc. Rice, all types of rice or rice flour. And so you have like brown rice flour, that would be a good option. Gluten-free pasta. So on the weekend, I had some rice pasta, spaghetti. And then you have oats, that's organic, or prepared or gluten-free oats. It's what you would need to look for. And flaxseed, nuts, and seeds, tapioca. You can have, this is, some folks call it sago. It comes from the cassava. And you can find that yeast. You may have milk that comes from plant sources, such as almond, cashew, coconut maybe, but watch your coconut milk. Don't use it too regularly. Remember, it has saturated fats in it, and we don't want to use that too much of it. Then organic soy, organic potato, fruits, vegetables, our oils judiciously. Use your oil with caution. If you had to, olives and coconut there again. Okay, so avoid barley, flour or wheat tortillas, beer that comes from wheat, or some other grain. Then you got graham flour and crackers. Most times it's from wheat. Breaded foods, bulgur wheat, pasta coming from wheat, couscous durum, cake flour, wheat germ, the bran, all of those are items to watch. So meaning that if you started, and these are just a few items, just think broadly. We don't even have ground provisions here. There's potato, but so your root items, this week I had celery root. Yeah, yesterday. I went to the supermarket and I saw celery root and I said, okay, I'm going to try this. So I actually steamed it and then I grated it and had some, it was quite nice. So on the root items, you can use them. And, so those are other options for you that you don't have to use these wheat and bread and so forth. There we go. Our starchy root items, our yams, your potatoes, your different colors of potato, purple, and all of them would be good. Sweet potatoes, they contain anti-nutrients that damages the gut wall. So you want to use get your potatoes. They're quite nice. Make sure you cook it properly. Steam them. That makes an easy preparation. And when you're heating up, always don't have quick heat to your food. Low, slow, consistent heat tends to break down the fibers and the tissues nicely and get it in a form that would be easier to be digested. Avoid processed foods, any foods in packets or canned foods. So instead of your canned beans, have your cooked beans, and all of that would require good preparation in your food, in your cooking. When it comes to your grains, your whole grains we want to have, like your whole brown rice or black rice, whatever it might be. But again, low, slow, consistent heat for at least 3 hours when it comes to the grain preparation. Peas and beans can be difficult for digestion for some. Again, if you cooked it on a low heat, maybe in your crock pot, sometimes you could actually bring the water to a boil for 2 minutes, let the peas soak in it, and then after 12 hours, you can strain that out and then cook it now in some fresh water and clean water, and it's going to cook even better. As you throw out that first water, the gas component in it will go. These beans are like picked for so long on the shelves, they're dried. They contain an item in their compound in there that prevents it from sprouting and growing unless it's placed in a moist condition. And that's why you're able to have dry beans for quite a long time. So for some people, they have a response to that with bloating or belching. And so it's just how you prepare it can make a difference. Eat vegetables. Again, lots of vegetables, but cook your vegetables. Your salad greens, those tender leaves, you can have them raw. But from the time the leaf becomes tough, sometimes if you hold a leaf and you're pulling it, stretching it, it doesn't burst for you easily. That's a tough one and you need to cook. Your spinach, your kale, and so forth, all of them, please cook. Your broccoli and your cauliflower, the fruits of the cabbage family, kale. They are coarse, they need to be cooked. They also have compounds in them that could affect your thyroid gland. They prevent your thyroid gland from absorbing and the uptake of iodine that you may have in your food. Therefore, as we cook these cabbage family of foods, we tend to reduce the goitrogenic effect. Pink Himalayan sea salt is an excellent way of providing variety of nutrients that can help to feed your gut. And therefore, seek to get it from a good source, an all-natural pink Himalayan sea salt, which would have iodine naturally occurring in it. And that's going to be quite healthy for us. So this is an item that is needed. Flaxseed. 2 tablespoons of flaxseed daily, and it's ground, blended down. The seed needs to be broken in order for us to have the nutrients. And then we have zinc, where you can get that from your pumpkin seeds. A handful of pumpkin seeds. You eat that daily, eat it twice a day, because we need zinc for our immune health. It feeds that beneficial bacteria. Some of you may have remembered during the COVID time that zinc was one of those items that you needed to have to, sort of boost your immune system and upregulate it. So selenium, 3 Brazil nuts daily, 3 to 4, depending on the size of the Brazil nuts. And copper you can get from your almond nuts and your walnuts. So zinc and copper need to work together. And so your pumpkin seeds, almond nuts, and walnuts. Water is essential. So of all what we're doing, and the more fiber you add into the diet, the more water you need to drink, because the water is going to sort of bulk up that fiber. And so the fiber can also have you dehydrated. If you don't drink sufficient water, some people, as they begin to eat more fiber in their diet, may be constipated. And of course, you would think, well, I'm eating fiber, that should move my bowels. But how much water are you drinking? So that those fibers will absorb the water and give you the bulk that you need. So ensure that we're drinking adequate amount of water. Look back in your toilet bowl. Is your urine pale, yellow to clear? If it's darker yellow, then you're not drinking sufficient water. Unless you were on some supplement that contained the B vitamins, they tend to discolor. Some other medication might discolor, but if you're not, then your urine should be pale, yellow to clear. Lemon is essential. Having lemon in the morning can also help with your gut health, your liver health, help you even with cleansing your body. So let's get some lemons. And what do? You get up in the morning, you have your glass, 1 glass, 2 glasses, 3 glasses, hot water in them. You put some room temperature water in there. I like to call it a bartender, service when we're at the center, just putting all these waters and different teas together early morning for the guests. And so you're going to blend your hot water with room temperature. Get it that it's on the more warm to hot side, that when you drink it, you could feel the warmth coming down your throat, filling up your chest, feels nice and warm. That you're going to drink a whole glass, 8 ounces. Then you come back again and you're going to put 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, squeeze the lemon in there, stir it around, use a straw to drink it so that you protect the enamel of your teeth. The acid would not get all over your teeth. And in that way, you will have your lemon. So lemon helps to make your beneficial bacteria happy. It also helps with cleansing your bowels, cleansing your liver, and all of those things go together for good gut health. And we want to have a diversity of our foods. If you have your food, the same thing over and over and over, your body's, not going to get additional nutrients, and your system can become so accustomed to it. So let's change up the greens, change up our fruits every day after day, change it up, and have a variety of your beans even. You can have different ones over time. Let's look at easy and to cook vegetables. Steam your veggies. I love to steam them. They come in quickly and quite nicely. Studies show that eating as many as 30 different foods in a week will give you diverse gut microbiome. How many different items have you had today? Let me see. I had quinoa, corn, sweet peppers, pumpkin, onions, garlic, that's like seven, and that's just in one dish. And then we had some garbanzo beans. Um, let's see, we had some some nectarines, plums, grapes, and the list could just go on and on. And then we had some lettuce and arugula, and all of the list could just go on. So how many different food items have you had within a week? You seek to get like about 30 different within a week. That should be easy to do. And just seek variety, and that helps to create a diverse environment for diverse gut bacteria in your colon and help you to have a more robust, healthy gut health. Seek organic whenever possible. Where you could get organic, choose to get organic. Omega-3 fatty acids coming from our chia seeds, walnuts, and flax seeds. Look for foods that has mucilage in them, such as okra, your flaxseed, as you eat it, and with the moisture, gonna help with giving you the slimy kind of a finish. And chia seeds, when soaked, seaweed, plantain, all of those tends to have a mucilage kind of finish, and that's good for the mucous membranes and the inner lining of your gut. It also helps with healing your gut. There are times when I'll ask individuals, depending on what they may have, and the most simple item would be the flaxseed. And I would say to them, let's make a drink. Let's get 1/4 of a cup, 1/4 cup of flaxseed, and 2 cups of water. You could do 3 cups as well of water. You bring put a flaxseed in the water, stir it around, and bring that water to a boil. It soon comes to a bubbling boil. About 5 minutes into that, you switch it off and you strain your item, immediately. Don't wait for it to settle. Just strain it immediately. It's going to be so loose. The flaxseed would stay in your strainer, but what will come out of the strainer on the other side would be this mucilaginous kind of fluid. It's from the flaxseed. And if you drank that, it's very healing to your gut. This is like the cheapest, most simple item that anyone could use, and always available. You can get this. So it's soothing and healing to your gut. You're feeling like your even your chest, your stomach is on fire. You have some acid reflux going on. It's back all the way to your throat. Drink the flaxseed gel, and it can help with soothing and healing. Now, if you think it tastes bad, when you put it to your mouth, it doesn't really have a flavor. It's not bitter, but it's because, put that in your mouth, you could feel like a stretchy film, so instead of fighting up with it, what I do, I'll take some almond milk. Once it's cooled, take some almond milk and blend it like in a NutriBullet, and that tends to loosen it up a little bit. And then you drink that. And I'm saying some almond milk because it's really some, no particular measure, maybe about a quarter, 1/4 of a cup would be sufficient. And you just blend it, and it's easy to consume. You're going to drink it like a milk drink. Now, consume bitter foods. Why bitter? Is because it stimulates the production of digestive enzymes and encourages detoxification. So bitter foods would be like your kale, dandelion, arugula, radish, endives. And they tend to uh, give enzymes in themselves or stimulate your enzymes within your body, and that helps with healing your gut lining. Grow your own food, is another item. So when it comes to starchy root items, like our beetroot, this is like beetroot that you will steam, and then great. If you don't have a steamer, you can boil it. But then once it's cooked, your knife can go through it. You simply take it off, let it cool, peel the item, and you can have the slices that you can eat, or you can also grate it. I love to grate it. It makes it look quite pretty in your food, and it's easier for you to chew on. Um, and you could get a lot with just one little beetroot could give you a lot that can share with others. But zucchini, carrots, spinach, beet greens tends to make good items as well. And low sugar fruits, getting it from your fruits, such as your raspberries, blueberries, kiwi, pomegranates, your oranges can work in here as well. So they're not too sugary, too high in glucose. Your avocados, cucumbers, they can work here. There we go, your healthy fats, avocado, flaxseed, and your olives and your coconut. These are items that you can have. They're anti-inflammatory and they help to reduce inflammation in your intestines, and therefore you find that your beneficial gut bacteria will thrive better and help with the healing. So on the inner lining of your gut wall, could be inflamed and that can cause problems. But when you start eating plant foods, and that's why we want to stay away from the alcohol, the caffeine, the animal foods, and their byproducts. We go on a plant diet and you tend to do way better, quite better, and improved. Some of you may have recalled a couple sessions ago where Sister Ramin sort of shared with us that she had certain gut issues. And once she changed her diet, and I'll tell you, even diverticulitis, and that's a situation where you have to be so cautious with your seeds and your skins in your food. But today she doesn't have any worry or concern about that because her abdomen feels so good. Her digestive system feels so well. Simply by making these changes, all that inflammation clears away. So folks would do a whole lot better. And so here we have some quinoa, millet, buckwheat, and brown rice. They're gentler on the gut, and they than the gluten-containing grains. So better than the wheat and so forth. They're not going to cause inflamed states within the gut. Doesn't this look pretty? You know, I had this today. All right. So then we have chamomile. Chamomile tends to be excellent. It soothes and protects the gut lining. Oh, the gut lining just wants so much TLC from us. So the chamomile, licorice, the raw licorice, and the ones that you would get commercially on the shelf and so forth. Slippery elm, marshmallow root, they're soothing, calming, healing to your gut lining, and they help with healing. So you may not have flaxseed, but you have slippery elm. You can take about a tablespoon of slippery elm, mix it in some water, and drink that morning and lunchtime. And well, not with your food, just take it in between meal times, away from food. And so that goes in and can just help work on healing and soothing and restoring your gut wall. Okay, so there's so many foods that we can grow and sprout them and get our microgreens, our berries, our ground provisions, etc. Lifestyle matters. So let's quickly look at some of our lifestyle practices that we can have when it comes to healing that gut wall, rebuilding the gut wall. So remove or avoid environmental toxins. Sometimes individuals are farming and they're using pesticides, insecticides. These as you interact with them, you inhale, and that could affect your gut lining. So we want to remove or avoid interaction with these toxins, these pollutants. Exercise will help. And just as I mentioned, pollutants, think about in your home too, so many cleaning agents. Keep things simple. We don't have to get all of them on the shelf, or variety of them on the shelf, and you have them stuffed up. Let's keep it simple. Even Clorox can be quite strong, too strong for us. So if it's going to burn your skin, it can harm your inner lining as well as you inhale or even ingest food items that has these items sprayed in them. So exercise. Exercise is important. Walking helps, to get all of your involuntary organs moving, keeping you with a healthy immune system. But it also helps to increase your beneficial gut bacteria, because you could be doing all the foods, eating well, and we're not exercising, you're getting nowhere. When you walk, all what you're doing, the anti-inflammatory foods, the turmeric, the coconut, it's anti-inflammatory to the gut health wall. And so all of those items, your olives, your flaxseed, your cyprium, and so forth, as you walk, you get your bowels moving, and it helps to improve the beneficial gut bacteria, keeping them alive and shaking them up, and you do even better. So walking is not an option. It is necessary when it comes to healing your gut. Sitting, no. Get up and walk after a meal for your digestive walk. It helps tremendously. Get up and walk in the morning, walk in the afternoon, at least 30 minutes a day, but you have a situation you're trying to correct, do it again. Do 20 minutes 3 times, again and again. It's going to help. Take time to relax. Stress is one factor that we discussed that can break down your gut in integrity. And so you want to reduce the stress. Stress is something that we'd always have with us, but take that time out to relax and do nothing, do no work, and to just relax and enjoy life, to enjoy a scenery, to feel that peace in your mind of letting go and just being joyful mentally. What does the proverb say? A merry heart doeth good like a medicine. So the stress, you need to replace that with a merry heart, and it could be quite beneficial to you. So as we reduce the stress, you reduce the anxiety within your body, and there's less spasms and more of a relaxed state, that your food can be digested well, and good digestion plays for improved gut health and improved immune system. Spend time in nature, expose yourself to a diversity of probiotics in your environment. So as you reduce the stress level, you also want to relax your nervous system and let that relax the nervous system into the parasympathetic system, where you are in a state of rest and digest. And then we also need to expose ourselves to a diversity of microbes as you interact with soil, as you interact with plants, with rocks, with tree barks, with rainfall, with leaves and roots and so forth. And as you interact with these things in their natural environment and natural state, it connects with us. Where did God place Adam and Eve? In a garden. That was their first home, their natural home. And if we spend time in there, it's going to be helpful for our mind. It's going to be helpful for our gut health. As you touch these things, it connects and can get in through your pores. It's healthy, it's rich, it has its own diversity and own bacteria from the earth. that's sort of cultivated in there because of the worms and the bees and the flowers and all of those things. Touch your flowers, touch your leaves, interact with them, and it's going to help to heal your gut lining. Uh, Feel the grass on your bare feet. So there's something called grounding, but also it helps with strengthening under your feet as you walk on nature, as you walk on dirt, walk on the sea, sand, walk on the ground, on grass even. Then you go for walks. As you go for walks, your environment, you would inhale that air. Better if it's done after the rainfall, after a thunderstorm. Better if it's done in a green environment that you have trees, even if it's in your city, around your home, at least you have trees that the breeze would blow and you have some healthier air quality. Now, eat outdoors in the sunlight, in a park. It's summertime now. For many are experiencing sun and some are getting rain, but it's a great time to eat outdoors and play in with your children. What do you do? Take the family outdoors, not just you alone. Go exploring in nature. Read a book in a park, go out in the garden area, the botanical gardens, even go on a hike where you're getting into the mountains or just a long road, quiet countryside road. Take drives even and keep your windows down and just get that fresh air blowing in on you. It feels so great and rejuvenating when you come back in. The other day someone asked me, what can I do for relaxation? And I said, just go outside and sit in the fresh air and let that breeze blow on you and stay there for an hour. And you just do that, and it's going to be relaxing for you. When you come back inside, you're going to feel the difference. If you didn't get much of it mentally out there to know what is happening, when you come back in, you're going to feel the difference. Your body, your skin, everything going to feel, that something great was happening out there. Then go to the beach, any waterfalls or so, a lake, go camping or hiking. All of these are ways in which you would interact with your environment and help your body to be healthy. Sleep is important. Going to bed before and by 10 p.m. at night can be helpful. Restorative sleep is what we're looking for, and that helps with our gut lining. Many people who are constipated most times they go to bed late. If they were to change and go to bed early, and all the systems of the body will work nicely in terms of detoxifying, resting, moving along, and so forth, bowel movements tend to be improved. So your gut will be so happy for that sleeping time. Sunlight, it's important. Just last week I was looking at a patient and work and just sharing some pointers as to what she can do to help with her gut health and her gut situation that she had. And I said, show your belly to the sun, get some sunlight, but show your belly to the sun. And that can help with healing. Ladies, you have a lot of things going on in that belly beyond the intestines. You've got your uterus and everything. Just show your belly to the sun. Get into some private area and get that sunlight on you. So sometimes you'd see and that's like some sunshine. Vitamin D deficiency can cause, some ill gut, and you want that diversity for the bacteria in your gut. So they love sunshine. They love vitamin D. And so as you get out there, it's going to be beneficial. So if you're a lighter complected individual, meaning your skin is lighter, you will require just 7.5 minutes to 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. The goal is that you do not get sunburn for anyone. Don't get sunburn. If you're getting sunburn, you're doing it too long. So we don't want to get sunburned, but just stepping out, letting your face, your hands get the sunlight, it's going to help you. The darker you are, the more sunlight exposure you need. So you have anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half, maybe, of sunlight exposure. And what time are you looking at? Between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. That core time of the day when you would be able to get that sunlight exposure, and that's going to be beneficial. Not only would you make your own vitamin D, but you would gain the benefits of your gut bacteria thriving well. Okay, so we talked about having a more chemical-free home. You watch the carpet, the furniture, the paints, and any agents that you might be using on them. Plants in the home always tend to look good, but they're helpful to help you to get purify that air in the home. And to purify the air in the home, and the green plants, they tend to do that. So we have some pictures here, but a variety of them that you can have. Okay, so let's look at the top supplements for leaky gut healing. These are a few of them. So you can get these in supplemental form, capsule form. L-glutamine. You see where you have your gut wall with the spaces in between? L-glutamine tends to bring them in and get the space and the leakiness closed up. Okay, so L-glutamine tends to, it's a key amino acid, but it repairs that gut lining. Those spaces, those tears in the gut lining, it tends to mesh them together and close them up. Zinc. Zinc seeks to strengthen the gut barrier and keep it strong. Aloe vera, again, another soothing healing agent. And aloe vera, if you see aloe vera working topically for your skin, it's going to do the same thing on the inner lining. The inner lining of your gut wall. Okay, it's going to do the same for there. And then your slippery elm, marshmallow root, that just like a plaster, that binds and holds and soothes and heals. I've used marshmallow root on outer layer skin for individuals at times. There was one client I had where the skin was irritated and it was broken, sort of like an eczema type situation going on. It will get crusty at times and ooze, some light fluid, and it just seemed like a nightmare. And then we did a couple of things, but one day I used marshmallow, and it's just like the marshmallow. I just threw it in water, just room temperature water, because it was a cold infusion, and so I just put it in there in a container with water. And then I got some gauze and I just like dipped it into the water, just wet it. It's going to be a compress. And so I just wet it in the water and I put it on the affected area and ban it with some plastic wrap so it would keep the moisture. And that began the healing. Okay, so it just soothed and calmed down all the irritation on the skin. And marshmallow tends to address the skin and say, okay, notice you're going to start breaking down here. Everything is going to be well now. And it just helped and heal. And every day, we keep putting it in the evening time, keep putting it all night long. It would stay wrapped on, and the marshmallow helped. So internally too, it can do so much to help protect that gut lining and to soothe and heal it. Now, licorice. If you have high blood pressure, Licorice is something to watch because it can elevate the blood pressure, but we have the DGL form, which is the D-glyceride form, and therefore you can get that like in the licorice capsules, and that would work. That should be fine. It's calming, and it's like a natural steroid that will not have adverse reactions, but doing all good for you, supporting that inner lining. Garlic capsules, again, getting rid of some of the harmful bacteria or those pathogens. So garlic can come in here. Quercetin, you can get it in your onions and your apples, but you can also get quercetin supplementally. Then kelp. So all of these are like capsules you use as directed on the bottle. Betaine HCl with pepsin, especially if you have low stomach acid, then betaine comes to help. Now, stomach acid, if bacteria were to come in with your food and you ingest it, your stomach acid is going to sort of clear up all that and break down that pathogenic bacteria and give you a nice, healthy internal environment. But sometimes the stomach acid may be low. And so you can use your betaine HCl with pepsin to help to give you some hydrochloric acid and address all of those bad or pathogenic bacteria and give you nice, healthy systems. Okay, curcumin or turmeric. Curcumin is the active ingredient in turmeric. Use turmeric in your food preparation. You can have turmeric as a tea. You can also have turmeric capsules that you can take. Omega-3 fatty acids. Let's not get it from fish source. We're getting serious here. Plant foods. So flaxseed, chia seed, walnuts, it can help us to get adequate amounts of omega-3 fatty acids. 2 tablespoons of flaxseed, 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. That's great to have. Vitamin D, if you get sunlight, do get sunlight, but also supplement with your vitamin D. Anywhere upwards of 5,000 international units can be helpful to help heal and seal the gut lining. Of course, where possible, do get a vitamin D test and check your level. Most times it's within the lower range. And I've seen that just last week in the clinics with vitamin D deficiency and gut health problems. Now, prebiotic fibers is one more item to have. Wow, our time, we're almost done. So I just share this with you. So what's a prebiotic? You may have heard about probiotic, but prebiotic, again, it would be all of that plant food, the fiber. And they tend to, especially cabbage, it produces a chemical called inulin, and that helps tremendously. Now, probiotic, on the other hand, is one that you would ingest supplementally, and that is where you have bacteria that you're putting into the system. A simple one you might know of is acidophilus. So if you got that and you ingested it, you're putting beneficial bacteria into your gut, and that can help. But then in order for your probiotic to work, and which feeds and gives you good bacteria, beneficial bacteria, it needs to live. So it needs food, and it gets its food from plants, all right, from fiber. And therefore, as we eat the plant foods, getting fiber, that's our prebiotic that feeds the beneficial bacteria. So some of the fibers that we would have would come from your beans, leeks, asparagus, cabbage, chicory, the leaves or the root, artichokes, garlic, onions, chickpeas, lentils, red kidney beans, watermelon, nectarines, grapefruit, dates, figs, cashew, almond nuts, pistachio. Wow, I've had almost all of these over the past couple of days. So that's what you want. And once you're eating that, know that you're feeding your beneficial gut bacteria. So folks, make sure you're having your green salads every day and not just the fruit items, okay? And so our probiotics, what you're looking for will be a multi-strain, high-quality probiotic. You're looking for the CFUs in the billions. And these are examples of some. This is one by a cult, as I mentioned, Acidophilus. That's just one bacteria. But when you have, like this one has 14 strains, 14 different types of bacteria that you're introducing into the body to help to sort of enhance those bacteria that you have in there already. Most times you would need to have a digestive enzyme, plant enzyme. You may go to your local health store and find an enzyme, and that would be helpful to you. All right, there we go. Recipe for the week, falafel balls. This comes from garbanzo beans or chana, for some may know as another name. And we're looking at 2 cups of cooked beans. So you just cook the bean and 2 cups of it, 2 tablespoons of water. And we are going to you can also add a little potato starch to that, which should, you know, to just help with the binding. And 1/4 cup of finely chopped onion, 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley, 1 teaspoon of sea salt. The pink Himalayan sea salt is our preference. 3/4 teaspoon of cumin powder, and 1 clove of garlic that you will chop up, mince up. So here's what you do. You have your garbanzo beans, you put it in a bowl and you can crush it. Get the crusher from your kitchen utensils and you could crush it. Or you can put it in a food processor and run it there. So as it churns and it moves, it's going to break it up. That's what you want. Your beans, it's cooked and you want to break it up. Then you add a little water as needed to help it mashing it down. If your bean is moist and it has some fluid in there, it's cooked, then you would not need to add any water to it because by the time you pour it into the bowl, it would have some fluid in there. Now you place all these ingredients in a bowl and you mix well. So you add your chopped up onion, chopped up garlic, your sea salt, your cumin powder, your parsley chopped up fine, small, and you put it all in there and you stir it around and you start pressing as you turn around, press, and then it can start coming in together. Why I put in the potato starch in here, that can help with binding. You can also use the flaxseed gel for binding, or if you have ground flaxseed, you can just put a little bit in there too. And I'm just saying, just in case you had a little bit too much water in your mix. But it should hold. And this morning I did some, and I actually used tapioca in there. I had the granules, and so I boiled it in some water, and I put that into the bowl as I wanted to crush and mix everything together. And so once it comes in, you simply just take out like about 2 tablespoons and you begin to form and shape your balls. Put it on parchment paper on a baking tray at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and see how it comes in for you. So when I did it earlier today, my 350 wasn't coming in nice. I raised up temperature to 375 and then it started to come. Then it started to look brown. So we are baking this most time falafel balls, or they can have any shape, put it like a patty or if you like. Most times people fry this, and but we want to stay away from fried foods. So we will instead bake it, and it will not come out as dark brown. It would be a lighter color, but it's good and healthy. So once it's baked on either side, you take it out, let it cool, and by the time it's cooled, it's more firm. It tastes delicious. And this is
Dr. Nash,
hi. Yes.
Can you put peppers and the little gourmet peppers and scallions
Hmm.
and sweet onions and stuff in that?
Yeah, I mean, you put to your delight your favorite seasonings, and that's gonna be great. Yeah.
Okay.
And what I did, I just like took a little piece, taste. Yeah, this has enough salt. It tastes good. It's cooked, but it's just so different way of forming these, and it's delicious. So on the side in this picture here, you see hummus, and so that's another way of doing your garbanzo beans. But look at the fiber that you have in here. That's quite healthy for your gut health. So you're happy from mouth all the way to your belly. Okay, let's look at the scripture for the week. Matthew 6:33 tells us, "But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added on to you." Okay, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. All these things, including our health and our well being, our mental states, our good gut health, shall be added unto us. And if we were to follow God, I mean, just look at the scenery. Isn't that calming and de stressing? So maybe let's venture out and put ourselves out into a space where it can help with our total health. As opposed to stressing and hustle life and so forth, let's go here instead where it's all good. And that brings us to the end of our presentations for today. We look forward to our Q&A. But let's just have a word of prayer and then we get into our questions. Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for our discussion. We ask for your continued grace and provision so that we would experience good gut health, good digestion, good absorption of our nutrients so that our bodies would be fed well and our immune system would work well, and that altogether your name would be praised. This is our prayer in Jesus' name. Amen. Right, so now it's time for our question and answer, Q&A segment. All right, anyone has any questions, you can raise your hand, unmute the phone, open up your microphones, and ask a question at this time.
Dr. Nash, I just wanted to tell the group about the program that you're getting ready to do, the Diabetes Undone. I am a presenter of that. I've done it 4 times. I've done 4 classes, and I just want to let everybody know that it really works. We had great success with that program, and it is the exact same program that you have that you're going to be
Yes.
using.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we thoroughly love it, and it's the first time that we're rolling it out, just adding a little different component to it. But wonderful. Thank you for that report and encouragement.
And Dr. Nash,
Yes.
I'd just like to encourage everyone, whether you have a problem or not, just go and visit that Dr. Nash place. I mean, I the food is good. I still can't stop thinking about the coconut dumpling.
Okay.
But I
Mhm.
mean, it's so serene, and you'll come back. You'll return home a different person. The place is like a utopia. Your life will be changed.
Amen.
Yeah,
Amen.
I've been there, so I know what I'm saying.
All right.
It's worth every dime that you spend. And the love that you feel, oh, it's just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. For those who joined us, a little later, we have a cancer program coming up, and that may be something that could be of good benefit to you. So cancer is all around us, and if you do have this condition, then this can benefit you or some family member, or even just in your ministry to others. This is a program we're going to have Elder Maymon Wilson joining us, Brother James, Luke, myself, and together we're going to bring something to you that will be worth it. So to look forward to meeting you then. All right, so if you don't have any questions, you can still reach us, and that would be on WhatsApp, 1-868-724-4898, 1-868-367-3165. And of course, this is our website, drdrnatalienash.com, and you can join us to review this presentation.
I'd like to ask a question about the pumpkin seeds. I've heard that it causes inflammation. What do you say about that?
Pumpkin seeds, for some people, it may, if it does not to them at all, but generally it's good. Even likely roasting it, and you know, when I say roasting, likely toasting it, putting it in the oven for about 5 minutes can be helpful. Sometimes depending on the source of these seeds, whether it comes from an environment that's all sanitary or not. So lightly toasting them would be helpful. But other than that, it can be good. I mean, after all, it provides zinc and magnesium, which works as anti-inflammatory agents. So, but then again, everyone is different. So if it has an impact on an individual, if it's an impact on, you know, someone, then don't continue to hurt your body. They're good foods out there, but not everyone body can tolerate everything. Right.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay.